Hi, it's Vanessa filming for Carolyn's Musings on YouTube and Etsy and One Way Journals on Facebook. Thanks for joining us today, and what we're making is His Comforting Grace, the main kit, which I've just done a full tutorial on. It's the last video that's been uploaded on Carolyn's page. Part of that was, within the kit was a little folio. I had actually split it up in my journal, so I'll just show you the elements that are in it. So in the journal, I used it for ephemera, and so the parts that were used was this one was all on one sheet of ephemera, and then this very large tag, and the waterfall here, and I think there was something else. Oh, this one here as well, plus some plain pockets. So this as well. So this was all on one sheet of the ephemera that you could make into a folio. And so this is it here. And the idea is, if somebody has passed away and you'd like to send them some comforting scripture, but you don't have time to set, obviously to make a big journal, then this is a folio within the kit that you're able to do that. So please stay tuned for the whole video. I've got a couple of different versions for you, but I just wanted to show you what we're making. So this one has got a Velcro closure, but I'm doing another closure as well. So keep tuning in to have a look at that. So it folds out like this, like that, and then we've got a waterfall there with beautiful comforting scripture. I've just added some little bits and pieces up the top there, and then when you turn it over, you've got a pocket, and there is the very large tag which says, "He'll wipe every tear from your eyes," Revelation 21:1. And so that beautiful tag goes in there. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace in all times and in every way. So that's a little folio. That's what we're making today. There's two versions. I've also got one where we turn the tag around to the front, but if we do that, we're only able to have 3 on the waterfall, but you might like this idea. And if we do that, then we actually have to stick something on the back to cover up our flaps. So let's go have a look at what the paper looks like in the ephemera. So we're going to need to print on the heaviest paper cardstock that you can fit through your printer, and so mine are 250 GSM, and these are the pages from the kit that we're going to use to make this little folio card. So this one here has got the flaps, and then we've got the big tag base and a pocket on the back. And then we'll want to use the waterfall page. Sorry, it hasn't, I've just added these butterflies on the bottom just to use up that white space on there. So I always like to add some extra butterflies that I can fussy cut and put in a dish. So that's the waterfall. And then this page, you could use any to put in as an insert for an embellishment, or the pocket on the back. So this one is lovely, and this one as well, but you can use any of them. And so that's the page that I've chosen. Now on the reverse, I've actually used that, so that's one of the journal backing papers, so that's on the back of that one. This one I have used this journal page, and then on this one I have used that one as well. So we'll cut them all out and ink them, and then I'll let you have a look on what it looks like on the reverse when you choose those pages as well. Okay, so I've cut everything out and inked most of it, and I've done 2 that I have prepared for 2 different ways to put it together, but I'm going to show you that, and then we're going to go through it step by step. But there are a couple of things that I just wanted to mention. So when you're printing, make sure that the page with the tags and with this fold at the front, as well as the one that has your waterfall on it, that you use the same backing piece for both. I forgot to mention that. It just means the backing of your waterfall will go really well with the background of the tag as well, so it's going to be in that sort of same shade of cream. Now there was when I had cut it all out, I had little strips and things, so instead of wasting that and throwing it in the bin, if you have a hole punch, use that. These are great for little closures and things. So I just bunched, there were some really pretty ones that I could capture a flower in, so I did that, and then I've got a couple of bigger ones as well. And then also I have a punch like this that does a tag punch, like a tab punch. Some people might have a whale tail, but I thought these were really great for future use for something that's very neutral. And so I just there's more than this. I actually cut out quite a few of them. So there's some in blues and some in the natural, so neutral colors. So that's a bit of a tip with your scraps. Just if you think you can use them in the future, just sort of put them together so you've got some tabs and circles and things to play with. Okay, so what we have is two different types. So the one that is on the little video of the Etsy, so if you bought this kit, then you might have seen the little folio on that, and that's been done this way with a little dot of Velcro. So I'm just going to show you that now. So the tag is actually, this is all put together with the writing on the back, and then on the front here, this side of it is where you glue down your tabs here, and it folds out like this, and then you can put your waterfall down. Okay, so with that one, that's how I've done that. And then I added some lace up the top, and I picked up these the other day, which are sort of like little metal silver flowers. So I've used a glue gun. First of all, I punched a hole, and then I threaded some ribbon through, and then I hot glue gun down this, and then a little bit of bling as well. Now, a little tip, if it's difficult to find thin ribbon, I've actually collected a whole bunch of them just by cutting off these little thin ribbons that are on your garments. So when you've got a dress or a top, I'm sure you know what I mean, they're looped in there so that you can hang them on a coat hanger, so that if you've got a slippery dress or something, it doesn't fall off the coat hanger. So if you snip all those off, you'll have a whole range of different colours of thin ribbon. So I thought this one could be where it could hang. And so on this one, I've just added the lace here, and as per the video, this is the way they had it around. And so it was Trish and Carolyn that put that together. Trish is the one who designed this kit, and so it's got that fussy cut there. He is my God and I trust in him. And I just put a butterfly there, and then a butterfly here, and a bit of bling on that to match that one. And then on the reverse, I use the pocket. Now with it in the kit, it comes as a plain pocket. You would have seen that on the sheet before when I showed you what was in it. So what I did was, now I have shown this on the big tutorial I did for the whole journal. Oh, my voice just went funny. Let me grab a piece of paper. So what you do is you have an embossed, if you've got an embossing machine. So in the big tutorial for the journal, I used this embossing folder and just ran the pocket through there. And this time I decided to choose this embossing folder, and so I've run that through as well, and then I've inked it. So I'll show you when I put the next one together. I've already got two that I've embossed, and then I'll show you just with the ink and how that looks. Okay, I'll do that one back in a minute. And so this was the beautiful fussy cut that went in there. So now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times in every way. So the only difference from the one that's on the little video is that I embossed this and then put some ink over the top of it. So there we go, that's version 1. And version 2. So this is where instead of the Velcro down the bottom, I've used an eyelet here and then tied some ribbon. Now the ribbon was about 65 centimeters, which is, how much is that in inches? It's about 26 inches to wrap it around. And then before I tied it, I just put a little bolt pin with a little cross dangle. And so that allows enough to go around an entire ribbon. And so I've just put some little pearls on the front here, some lace here, and a butterfly. This one I'll come back to. This was a separate sheet that I printed off. And then, now this is the difference with this one. The tag is now facing this way up. So we've glued the tabs onto the back, but you'll be able to see it. So I've printed another sheet and covered that so you can't see the tabs that are glued on the back. And then because it's facing this way, you can only fit 3 on a waterfall, but that's not a problem because the other 3 I'm going to use when I repeat this and show you that one again. And then on the back, this was the sheet at the beginning of this video. There was the tag that we used in here, and I thought, well, I don't want to waste what's already on that sheet, so I wanted to show you could still use the other things on that sheet. So this was a pocket, and I've used that as the pocket on this one instead of the plain one, if you don't have an embosser and you don't want to do that. And then this was one of the tags, so I just put that one in instead. And then with the tabs that I punched out, I just stuck one on there, eyelet and a bit of ribbon. Okay, and then a butterfly on the back of that one. Okay, so they're the two different ways of doing that. So let's get right into that and start showing you. Right, so this one here. Now, if you're new to embossing, I will just I'm so sorry. If you're new to junk journaling, I'm just going to quickly show you what you need to do with these pieces, which is basically just go down here and score it so that you get a nice neat fold. So I'll just do this and I'll speed it through for the Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to ink all the edges, and if I bring it up, you'll be able to see that this looks like very much like an olive green border on all of the pieces. So I actually have an ink pad that's called Olive. You might have something that's similar. Please put down in the comment section what sort of green you like to use, what ink. If you don't have a green, just use something like a sepia or a sort of an orangey colour, whatever you like. You could even put blue on there, or something darker if you want to as well. So I'm just going to go and ink that and speed this through. Okay, now when you saw me inking this, you might have noticed that I didn't ink on the back. That's because I just want it to be seamless on the backing paper. And then on the flaps though, I did ink on the back and I inked these three sides, but I didn't ink down here because I don't want that to be seamless when we glue it down onto the background of the main tag. Obviously on that one as well. And then with this tag, I did ink on both the front and the back because we're not covering it, we're just using this one base card. Okay, so it's as easy as that. Let's get started. So this is the version that I showed you where, the tag's on the back, this is on the front. So there's that one and there's this one. So I'm going to glue this one down first, and we want to glue it onto the front here. So here we go. I use art glitter glue because it dries really quickly, and this is such a blessing. Carolyn sends me art glitter glue just so I can demo stuff really quickly for you, so that's a real blessing. So let's just put that down right up and butt it right up onto the edge like that. Okay, so there you see we don't really want it to stand out. And then let's do the other side. Okay, that one, there we go. So there you go, that looks pretty good. And then what we want to do is, so depending what's going to be up on the top here, depends how you print the backing paper. Now this was the first one I printed it, and I think I got it upside down, so the flowers the backing could be up the top on yours. Okay, and let's have a look. So with the waterfall, just choose which one you would like to have on the top. I always love the one here that says, blessed are those who are mourned, for they shall be comforted. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. So with you now is your time of grief, but I will see you again and will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. So I really love all of those. So what you want to do is when you put these in, you want to make sure you don't go any higher than this, where the flap has been glued down. You don't want to go any higher than that point, because when you close this, you want it to, the corners to be hidden under. So if you put it any higher, see how it sort of just, I mean, you could do it, it just doesn't look great with the corners there. Okay, so that's my tip, is to make sure that you start gluing and you glue further down. So I'm going to do the first one. Bit of glue, and it basically fits right in between those two flaps that you've glued down. Let's hope I'm straight. It's difficult to do this without sticking my head down. Okay, so there's that one. And then when we glue the next one, you butt it straight up to the bottom of that other flap. Okay, and that's how you get great spacing between them. All right, see, just like that. So I will speed through the rest of them. Okay, there we go. So that one's done. That's going to go there. Now we can put the pocket on the back. So if we use the plain pockets that were in with the kit, let me just have a look. Here, I've already embossed 2 of them. And so if I get a sheet of scrap paper, instead of doing green, I'm probably going to do a blue ink on this one. And so we just get our ink pad and just run it over. And I'll just bring out that. You can definitely leave it white, a white emboss. That would look really lovely as well. Okay, so that's that. And we'll put it on the bottom here. And so because there's this sort of gap here on either side, I don't put it straight down the bottom, I lift it up a bit so it's sort of even around the edges. So we just glue a thin little bit down all the 3 sides. Okay, and just pop that one down. Oops, that looks a bit crooked. Right, should come down a bit. Okay, there we go. Right, so from that first sheet, that so if we're trying to use up everything that we printed, there was another tag, and it was this one: I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. So I've just punched a little hole and put the sweetest little butterfly, pale blue butterfly, in there. I haven't put any ribbon or anything, I could do that later. So that is a tag that can go in there at the back. Okay, and then on the front, so this one Carolyn and Trish had designed, well, on the video, the way that they've used it is that that was on the ephemera sheet, so they put that one on there, which looks really lovely. So I've already used that. So what am I going to do? Something that was on the sheet already. So I am thinking about, I'll probably just put maybe some lace down there, and then I could put, you know, something like this and a butterfly. So I could do that. So if you don't want to print off some more ephemera, that's what you could do to make a second one. Now let me just think, but I did print off another ephemera page where it had the little, or the ephemera page that had this little envelope on it, and so that it actually had some of the scripture and things on it. And there was another ephemera page that had this beautiful tag, and this one says safely home. I'm just going to read it to you so you actually know what options are in there and you can put them into these little folios. Safely home. I am home in heaven, dear ones, oh so happy and bright. There is perfect joy and beauty in this everlasting light. All pain and grief is over, every restless tossing past. I am now at peace forever, safely home in heaven at last. There is work still waiting for you, so you must not idly stand. Do it now while life remaineth, you shall rest in Jesus' land. When that work is all completed, he will gently call you home. Oh, the rapture of that meeting, oh, the joy to see you come. That's actually really lovely. So depending on what your preference is and what you would like to include. So let's just, I close that. Yep. I'm just going to do lace just in case you just wanted to make two and you wanted to just get the most out of what you've printed, so what was already on that sheet. So if I glue that down, it's probably easier if I run it and then cut the lace. So I'll just speed through this. In America, you've probably got Fabri-Tac, which you might prefer to put down. I mean, the art glitter glue does work, but I just have to leave it to dry. But let's see if I can cut this, just the excess bits off. There. And then this over here. I should actually get my fabric scissors out, but this will do. Okay, so that's sitting in there, and then maybe I might put a strip of lace up the top. Have I got enough? If I do it that way. And then, so what did I have? Now, the other one I'm going to put pearls on, and that one, I've got that sweet little flower, so that's probably going to go on the pearl one. What have I got to put on here? Just thinking. Should I do one? Will that fit? Probably a bit up the top. Okay. All right, I'm just going to speed through this bit. Okay, all right, so that's there, and then I'll stick, I think, the butterfly on there, and I'm going to stick it all down. I just think it will probably stand a little bit better, be a little bit firmer if I do the majority of it, and stick that there. Okay. Just going to make sure the bottom of the butterfly is above this, because otherwise it will crease. So I think that looks okay, like that. And then I've punched an eyelet in here, so I'm grabbing some blue ribbon, and I'll just thread about that much through here. Okay, and then I did have, now where did I put it? lost it, but we can do another one. So a little cross here. Now I could do it with a silver bolt pin like I did on that one, but I'm just going to see if I can do it with a little ring. So just going to grab one of these. Instead of, when you do these rings, instead of pulling them that way apart, pull them sideways. Thread that in and then close it back up. Okay. And let's see if I can get the ribbon through. One's easy, but can I get the other one through? Okay, so I've got those through there. Like that. And then we loop this, put that through there. Let's make sure these sit on the right hand side so it's tied in place. Sorry, that's a bit fiddly. Okay, and then tie that there. Okay, so that's not going to move. And then that one's there and this one goes here. Hang on. Do it that way. And tie a little bow. Okay, and then let me just snip off these frayed bits. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, so that's how you do it with the writing of the tag on the back. Right, so let's get to the next one. I have already pre-inked these. So what we do with this is, I've only got 3 left because I've already done one. So our main tag is this one and we're having it on the front. So instead of gluing this to the front there like we did with the one just then, what we're going to do is glue it behind. Okay, so I'm going to glue this first one. Just like that. And just get all your corners together. And then we'll do the second one. So this is, so instead of gluing on here, we're actually going to be gluing on this side. And then that pops in behind. Just a bit further down. And then press that. Okay, so there's that one. But if we turn over, now look what we can see. So with the printing paper, I've the reason I'm making 2 is I printed the backing paper and I've already cut one out for the other one. And so I've cut this out just to save some time. And just inked it as well. So I didn't ink on the back of this tag because I was putting this down. Okay. Let's try and get that even. There we go. That's actually pretty good. I might leave that because I don't want to cut that bit there, and then if you've seen a bit of white, just ink it up. Okay, so there we go. Now, so with this page there comes the pocket. What have I done with that? Just a sec. Okay, so we've got the embossed pocket, and it could be plain without being embossed, or it can be this one that's just left plain without inking it. So I've already got two with embossed pockets. So what I might do is I might actually add this pocket because this was on that ephemera sheet as well. So instead of wasting things, we could use this. I have noticed it's just slightly bigger than this. So I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. Let's see, when we fold it over, yep, you can see that. So I'm just going to cut this down. Did I do that straight? Let's have a look. Yep, that's actually okay. So that's got a blue edging on this one, not the green. So I'm grabbing my blue ink. Just to put that around the edges. Okay. And then this obviously is just glued down 3 sides. Okay, and just pop that one. This one's going to go all the way down to the bottom, unlike the other embossed pocket. This one doesn't have a gap on the edges, so I'm going to put it all the way down to the bottom. And I don't think there's any ephemera left from that first initial sheet that I printed. I did print another ephemera sheet, and on it I've already read you this one, so that could go in the back there. That actually would look really sweet. And then I think on that page was a scripture card, so that can also go in there as well. Right, so let's do the waterfall, and we'll decorate in just a minute. I've already stuck a little pearl there. And we could put a Velcro dot, but I'm just going to wait to see if I decorate that. So let's do the waterfall. When I printed off another sheet, I just wanted to give you a couple of little options of things that you could put in. So there was this little pocket on an ephemera sheet, and His Grace is Sufficient. That could be really lovely if you wanted to. Probably not this one because this one's mainly blues. But there was another one, you know, you could do that, put that on the front there. We could score, let's have a look. If I score these, we could have a look at what it's like to put a little envelope on it. So just... Okay, just going to fold that. Okay, so we could glue that down there, couldn't we? And then we could have, will these fit? That's the question. They're a little bit wide, otherwise we could put a... Or I could cut them down just slightly. Those tags are too big. I think they might be good. I could just cut those little words down just a little bit. Let's do something a bit different. Should we do that? And that actually might cover up. With my printer, sometimes it behaves and sometimes it doesn't. So with a thicker card, sometimes it just literally doesn't print the last bit and then spits this sort of colour that's not quite, like a bit of yellow and pink and stuff, and that's what happened on the corner of this. So this actually could be quite good. the Father of compassion, the God of all comfort. So if you didn't want to, I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to have to glue down this side, I think. And should we put some lace? Because everybody loves lace. Let's see if we've got some blue. Is that going to work like that there? No, I don't think so. I think I need some white or cream lace. Yeah, I think the cream looks better there. Bit up the top. I did put blue lace on the other one. Just see. Okay. All right, let's just do that. So I will chop that there. Okay, let's glue this down. Might be easier if I just run some glue. Sorry, I do talk to myself quietly. I apologize. Sorry. And glue that and just put that bit of lace there. This one, I think I need to do the edges with some ink. So let's do that just to give it a bit of definition. Okay. So we're only going to do on this side. So we'll do on the inside here. The sides are going to be glued down, so we just need the top there. And where the lid breaks there, you might want to just put a little bit there. Okay, let's glue down these sides. There we go. Right, so I just need to glue down. I think I might just glue down 3 sides and then we can have a back pocket as well. Okay, so let's go to this corner because I want to cover up that misprint of the ink. And then, do you know what? One of those circles that I had cut out, we could use that. So let me ink around the edge just to hold down the lip of the, or the flap of the envelope. Oh, so that was good that I cut those out. I hadn't pre-planned that. I wasn't going to use the envelope, but there we go. So we only want to glue down half of it onto the envelope like that. And then the top half is where the envelope can go in and out. And then, oh, we have this little tag that could actually, that's catching on the lace. I can feel it on the lace behind. But there's not much I can do about that now. So that's a bit of a pain. Look at that. That works. I need to leave that longer because that's not, it's lifting up a bit. So we'll leave it longer, but just know that you could use that as, if you glue those 3 sides, you can put a little thing in there and that will go quite well if it doesn't interfere with your lace. Just glue down your lace a little bit better if that's what you're going to put down there. And then in here we can put these, and I'm just going to trim down the sides a little bit and then re-ink the sides, and then those sort of scripture verses can go in there. So that's actually really sweet. That can go there, there. And so because of the pearl, I thought that might be nice We could sort of put one there, or do we put it there? It interferes there, doesn't it? So maybe there. Maybe a bit of blue lace on the top there. Do we like that or not? I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe I leave it. And what does this look like? That's wrong. So I need a bit of other lace. So if I just cut a little snippety bit, you know, not particularly straight. Just trying to get into it a bit so it's not perfectly straight, you know, like that. Sort of mess that. Hang on. Yeah, I think so. And then the little flower. You can hot glue gun that if you want, or try that glue. Does that work there? Yep. Glue gun. I might get the glue gun out actually. That's going to keep lifting up. So I'm going to do that. But before I do, let's put our little Velcro dot down. Put that back in there. And then, so I've got these, I got these on eBay in Australia, these little Velcro dots. So I've got, you need the top and the bottom. So top and the bottom there. And then put it on your corner together and then press down. Did I? Yeah. Press that down and just leave it for a bit just to make sure that it settles there. If you're worried about your Velcro dot, they are very, very sticky, but if you're worried about that, you can hot glue that as well. All right, I'm going to glue gun down that and then clear up a bit, and then I'll come back to you. Let's have a look at the final touch on these ones. So this one has got the ribbon closure with that beautiful little cross dangle there, and I've just added that to the center. So we'll quickly open up with the tie closure, and then, oh, I forgot to, I'm going to use that with a glue gun to glue that down. So that goes there, and then open, and then you've got your waterfall, and then the embossed pocket on the back with that tag. This one I've added, I already had the pearl, added the butterfly, that's been hot glued down there, and so with that little detail. And then here we've got the pocket with 2 tags behind there, so this one's a little bit more loaded up, and then it's got 4 of those scripture verses in there. And you open up and you've got 3 on the waterfall. Turn to the back, and then there's a little flower there, and then this one with a butterfly fussy cut, the lace up there, and then safely home is that one on the back. This one, so that was a Velcro closure. This one is with the ribbon, so more of the deeper colors with the dangle there, pearls there. This is with the tag with the writing on the front, a few little pearls, lace, scripture, fussy cut, the 3 waterfall, and on the back there's a butterfly down here plus that tag and a scripture card in the back. And then this one, it's the Velcro closure, so I did add this silver bit of here to match this. So that verse, this is the first one I did, and that's got the full waterfall there, butterfly bling, turn over, it's got that embossed pocket with that on the back, and then this one has got the eyelet and ribbon, so it actually can be hung up. So there we go. Hopefully that's given you some ideas on how to use a folio and to do a card for somebody who's lost somebody. If you don't have time to make a full journal for somebody, but you would like to send them something handmade and really thoughtful with Christian scripture in it, this is really beautiful. Beautiful folios to put together, a couple of different ideas. So I hope that's okay. Thanks for tuning in. If there's anything that you particularly like, please jot it down in the comments section. We love to give you feedback there. Read it and then I'll get back to you as well. Anything that you'd like to see in the future. The next video is going to be Lydia and Priscilla in the Women of the Bible series. And so that's the last week of the 7-week study as well. So I'll see you in a couple of days when I upload that one. I still have to make it. So God bless from Carolyn and I, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.